What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new transfer news video. And the AS Spanish newspaper is reporting that Liverpool are looking to sign Diego Carlos, the Sevilla centre-back, who would be an absolutely fantastic transfer for Liverpool. His release clause is very high, 75 million euros, but the report says that Liverpool could negotiate a price of around 40 to 50 million pounds. So let me know guys, do you think Diego Carlos would be a good replacement for Dejan Lovren? I'm not sure that Liverpool should spend that crazy amount of money on another centre-back when we already have Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez and Joel Matip. But according to the report, Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp want to have a strong bench in case one or two defenders get injured. And remember that 2 seasons ago there was an injury crisis at Liverpool where we only had Van Dijk as our one fit centre-back. Matip, Gomez and Lovren was out injured at the same time, and Liverpool really struggled in some games with Fabinho as a centre-back. If you enjoy these transfer news videos, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. More than half of my viewers aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news uploads. But Manchester City are also linked with Diego Carlos. Pep Guardiola had a very tough season in the league this year, losing 9 games there. Man City's defense have been very shaky. Laporte suffered a long knee injury and he could hardly feature this season, and that exposed Manchester City's backline big time. And Man City is already looking for a quality centre-back. They are heavily linked with Napoli's Koulibaly and Bournemouth's Nathan Ake. Sky Sports reported that Bournemouth accepted a transfer bid from Manchester City for Nathan Ake. But the big question is, will they agree a contract? Guardiola is quite adamant about his centre-back preferences, and he's quite sure that Man City will reward Guardiola with one of his transfer targets. And what is absolutely crazy to me is that Man City spent more than 300 million pounds on just defenders since Guardiola took over in just 4 years. That's absolutely ludicrous, crazy amount of money. Diego Carlos had an excellent season in the Spanish league. The Brazilian played 35 matches this season. So the only way I can imagine Liverpool going for Diego Carlos is if we can sell Shaqiri, Harry Wilson, Marco Grujic and other fringe players. Klein, Lallana and Dejan Lovren already left the club, so that's quite a big amount of wages are now free to spend on a new player. But coming up with 50 million pounds when we couldn't sign Timo Werner in these uncertain financial times, it's very difficult even for Liverpool. And I don't think Liverpool necessarily should spend that amount of money on a centre-back. I would prefer Liverpool to spend like 30 million pounds maximum on a young centre-back who is up and coming. Diego Carlos is a brilliant centre-back, but he's already a very well-established La Liga centre-back. He had a great season at Sevilla and he would command a big transfer fee, and Man City can probably pay that, and also they can probably pay big wages for Diego Carlos as well, and Liverpool not sure about that. And I think Man City need more centre-back than Liverpool because of their shaky defense, and also because of the fact that Man City finished a whopping 18 points behind Liverpool this season. Even though they won like the last 5 or 6 games in the Premier League, they still finished 18 points behind Liverpool. And what is also very strange for Manchester City is that they are still involved in the Champions League. They will play Real Madrid in the second leg, and if they can knock them out, then they will play the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and the final if they can get there. So during the August, where normally the transfers are happening, Man City will be involved in Champions League competitions, and Chicky Bagheristain said this: we are working a lot, we have to be ready. It will be a strange transfer window because people have to move fast, we have to bring players who can improve our squad, but also it means that maybe someone can leave. It will be strange also because we have the Champions League, so we have to wait to move forward until the Champions League is finished. We might have less time than ever, but we will have time to make the changes we need to improve the squad. And Man City are in a big trouble defensively. They have Laporte, who was hit with a big injury. John Stones, the question mark is still out on him. He looked very, very shaky every time he played for Manchester City. And then they have the aging Otamendi and the young kid Eric Garcia. So definitely Liverpool don't need Diego Carlos as much as Man City, but just for the fact to make Man City weaker, I would love Liverpool to sign Diego Carlos. And I think that Man City, I just have a feeling that they might sell Otamendi and maybe even John Stones as well, because Pep Guardiola just doesn't trust Otamendi anymore. And Liverpool is always ready to spend on players that they need, and I think we need Diego Carlos. Maybe not as much as Man City, but we definitely need a replacement for Dejan Lovren. And according to the report, Liverpool are ready to pay a significant amount of money, close to £50 million for Diego Carlos. Sevilla is ready to sell him for around that amount. And Diego Carlos has helped Sevilla have a great season. They secured Champions League football, no problem. And he's one of La Liga's best centre-backs at the moment. And while Jurgen Klopp's football can guide him well through the path of gegenpressing and attacking football, probably Pep Guardiola will be more familiar to him, as the Man City manager has a strong Spanish foundations as a player and as a manager. But Diego Carlos, if he moves to Liverpool, he won't be under immediate pressure to start. That's the good thing. At Man City, he will be straight away into the starting 11. At Liverpool, that's not necessarily the case. Van Dijk, Gomez and Matip can play ahead of him until Diego Carlos gets accustomed to playing in the Premier League. He gets accustomed to how Liverpool are playing, what their playing style is and everything else. So Diego Carlos is 27 years old. He is 186 centimeters tall, so that's 6 foot 1 inches tall, and he started his career in America SP, and then he signed for Desportivo Brazil. And after that, he went to the Portuguese league. Of course, for Brazilian players, it's easier to go to Portugal because they speak almost the same language. And then he signed for Nantes in the French league, where he caught the eye of Sevilla. At Nantes, he played 3 seasons, almost being an ever-present in the team. He played in 2 seasons around 40 games. And then at Sevilla, he played 41 games this season, scoring 2 goals and playing 35 games in the Spanish league. And he also really caught the eye of many top clubs. So Diego Carlos, I think, will be one of the hot centre-backs that big clubs will be after in the summer transfer window. And Monchi, the previous Sevilla transfer guru, who I think now works for AS Roma, was the guy who actually made Diego Carlos come to Sevilla, and they signed him for just £14 million from Nantes. So that was a really shrewd transfer business, because now they can probably get around 3 times as much money from him, maybe even more. Spanish football analyst Domagoj Kostanchak gave a very interesting analysis of Diego Carlos. He said this: he's a really physical player. He plays like Koulibaly. He's built like a tank. They don't call him the Beast for no reason. He's really good in the air. He's decent on the ball as well. You have to be under Julen Lopetegui, the Sevilla manager. You have to be decent on the ball because Sevilla play a possession game. He has been in my top 3 or 4 centre-backs in Spain this season, along with Rafael Varane and Inigo Martinez. He has been a bit of a revelation. The release clause is usually higher than the actual value of the player. I'm not sure it would be a smart amount of money. Spending so much money on a defender is maybe not the way to go, but his performances have been good enough to generate genuine interest from many top clubs. He's playing the best football of his career, and he immediately settled in at Sevilla. He settled perfectly. He's definitely the most important defender in Sevilla. I would say there is a shade of Kalidou Koulibaly about him. Not the same quality, of course, but I would compare Diego Carlos to Koulibaly. And not just Liverpool and Man City, but Real Madrid and Barcelona are reportedly monitoring the situation. They are also interested in Diego Carlos. They are always interested in a top sub centre-back. And Diego Carlos is definitely one of the best La Liga centre-backs this season. Andy Lonergan, Liverpool's backup goalkeeper, said this about Liverpool's goalkeeper situation. We have not had everyone fit all season. It's only recently that we have had all 4 goalkeepers, first-team goalkeepers, training together. It's been brilliant. It's the best group I've been part of, obviously talent-wise, but as guys as well. It's common for people to say the goalie had nothing to do, but Alisson makes it that way. The way he controls his defense, the hardest thing for a goalkeeper is having nothing to do, because your lesser goalkeepers will start looking for stuff, coming out for balls that aren't theirs, trying to make an impact on the game. But Alisson is flawless. He is by far the best goalkeeper in the world, and I won't have anyone ever tell me any differently. And that's absolutely brilliant. I think he is the best goalkeeper in the world, maybe not by far, but certainly this season he has been absolutely outstanding. And also Lonergan praised Liverpool's second choice Adrian for making an immediate impact at Liverpool. The way Adrian came in and played for 9 or 10 league games on the bounce at the beginning of the season, he was fantastic. He was absolutely outstanding with the saves he made and his general play. I don't think you could have got a better replacement. How he performed, I don't think anyone else could have come in and done that. It's a credit to him. He's a top man, an absolute legend of a character. He trains every day and works his socks off, and I'm so pleased that it's happened for him. They are fantastic people, and the 2 goalkeeper coaches are the best goalie coaches I've worked with. They work great together. I mean, imagine Adrian coming into Liverpool from West Ham United, a mid-table club in the Premier League, and straight away he has to play in the European Super Cup final, where he wins the game for Liverpool on penalties, and then he has to play in the Premier League because Alisson gets injured in the first Premier League game of the season against Norwich, and Adrian has to play for 9 or 10 games after Alisson getting injured, and he really performed well. The only game where I think Adrian didn't perform, obviously, is the Atletico Madrid second leg, where 2 of his mistakes cost Liverpool very dearly. But I think if the strikers take their chances, then those mistakes wouldn't have even happened, because Liverpool would have won 2 or 3-0 after 90 minutes, and that would have been that. No problem going through. And I want to shine a light on Liverpool's backroom staff, who has been absolutely magnificent, helping Liverpool win their first league title in 30 years. And they spoke out after Liverpool's title win. It's a joy being at Melwood. It's a special place. That's what Pepijn Linders, who is the Jurgen Klopp's assistant manager, said. It's small for such a big club, and there is not one day where the people in the building had not the right feeling or the right vibe after a loss or a win, and that's important. Peter Krawiec, who is also an assistant manager, each team is probably like a football family, and the family needs a home. You live there, you go there, you work, then you rest. You are preparing to go out, leave the door, and from there we start to go to the stadium and try to win all of the games. But this is the base, the home base. There you get strong, there you consider, you talk about the real things, the internal things which you feel are important for your development. This is what we created, or already was there, the home of Liverpool FC, where the team is based, and we use that to develop that in the right way. Harrison Kingston, who is head of post-match analysis, said this: what you see on a Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever day it is, it's not quite the outcome of everything that happens, but Melwood is the place where everything is refined and tinkered with, whether it's developing a new way of playing or helping another player improve a little. But it's much more than that. It's the place where everybody is every day together. We are really well looked after in terms of what's provided for us, and that enables us to just concentrate on your job. It's the power of Melwood. And then Jack Robinson, who is the first team assistant goalkeeping coach, it doesn't feel like you are coming in for a job. It's like you are coming in to meet with some friends and have a really good chat, an enjoyable day. Then you go home feeling, I've had a good day, I've worked hard, it's a great place to be. Lee Radcliffe, the kit management coordinator, said this: not just myself, but a lot of people at Melwood try to keep it real and try to just deal with the players like we are now. But by doing that, everybody doing that, I think it just helps build a really good friendship. So you can talk to, let's say, Virgil van Dijk like a mate. You can say things that you would say to a friend, and I think that really helps with the atmosphere. I think that's what has really got us to where we are now today. Ray Hohan, the general manager of first team operations, said this: everything that's done at Melwood is the team. It's never just talked about the players and then the rest. It's just a team, and the whole team works together, and it's a perfect place to be. Wow, what a great interviews. Really happy about what Liverpool have done with their backroom staff. Lee Nobles, the head of physiotherapy, said this: if you look and go through their careers to see how they have got here, we have got a dressing room full of different nationalities, different characters, and you look at some of the stories about how they have got to become European World Premier League champions. It's huge sacrifices. I think you learn more about yourself, your teammates, through those harder times than through the success a lot of the times. There's a great resilience within them, not just a physical resilience, but mental resilience as well. A fighting, winning machine. They are also determined, and in the intensity of what they keep working on, it's unreal. So for me, what we have done in the last few years, keep winning, keep fighting, keep running and creating, we have to keep this going. Mona Nemmer, the head of nutrition, said this: we had their buy-in immediately, and it's so nice to receive such a massive acceptance from the players and the staff. That creates a really good feeling for you, because you want to push it forward, you want to get better and surprise them constantly. Andreas Kornmeier, the head of fitness and conditioning: passionate, whatever you ask them for, they go full in it. Commitment about how they adapt and how they learn out of the situation. Energetic, the energy that you see on the pitch, it's not only during the match, it's outside of the pitch too, and it's so pure. Dr. Jim Moxon, who is the interim Klopp doctor, said this: you look around the room at Liverpool, at different players, and I always kind of think, who else would you have instead of them in your team? They are great people. They are absolutely outstanding football players. They are great, strong characters. They are really a team. This is what they are, and this is what makes them so unbelievable. Strong to put the team targets above everyone and everything else. This is what makes them winners. All of them are real examples. This is not just for saying, they are really unbelievable, and they are successful in everything they do, whether that's in training, in games, or some sort of competition that we have run outside of it, or a singing contest or whatever. They want to win, and they are winners. Brilliant interviews by Liverpool's backroom staff, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this video. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.